Good morning. Good morning, fam. Welcome back to episode number 74. It's Friday. Yes, sir. Maybe not at your place, but at my place it is. Welcome back. Good to see you all. NFP. The NFP has completed its job. It did what it had to do. Gold went up, dollar down. Absolute disaster for the dollar. We're going to talk about that here. Major drop, major sell-off. Gold pushing to the moon, or what? Let's talk about it today. Looking forward to this. Let's go deeper and deeper into the data. What actually has happened yesterday and why this is so important today. It's actually a bank holiday later on. But for now, we are starting to push up. So we're going to talk about it here, okay? Let me see what we have with us in the chat today before we move on. Continue. We have a nice announcement today again. It's one of those beautiful days today. We have been preparing for some amazing things. If you're in the Telegram, you already know what I'm going to talk about later on. And you guys are the first to know about it because you guys are watching the streams, and everyone else that doesn't is going to be late, and you guys are not. So anyways, DS, good to see you, my man. Pradeep, welcome back. Gonzalo, good to see you. Bradley. Yes, Taylor, Bradley Taylor, yes, sir. DS, Jesse, Tudor. Amazing, fantastic. Good to see you, Jesse. I talked to you on Instagram, I think, yeah. Yes, amazing. Gonzalo, amazing. Jack Sparrow. We got Geo Steel. Yes. MR. I am Manu Mouse. Good to see you. Yes. Yusuf. Yes, sir. Are you watching Portugal? Nope. I'm trading live with you guys. I'm enjoying the streams. We'll watch it later. Yes. To the gym and watch your live stream. Amazing, man. 8 p.m. says morning from Bali. Morning. Likewise. Good night from Spain. All right. Amazing, fam. Welcome back. Good to see you all. Let's make it a good stream here. We're going to look at the pullback scenarios. We're going to see what gold can do here. And yeah, obviously we have a lot of things to cover. So let's go over it today and let's see what we can do. Let's put on my favorite song as always. Still one of my favorite songs, The Groovers Gang. Yes, sir. To bring back the vibes to the streams. Yes. Okay. Welcome back. Yes, sir. Welcome back. to another beautiful episode here, episode number 74. Today is the 3rd of July. We survived the June month. We actually had one of our best months, I must say, so far in June. Okay, we're building up our account. We have that live real account, not a challenge account, a real trading account, but we're trading it live. We started with a small budget to just see where we could take it. Okay, and we are now pulling it back up from around 6K. It started with a 6K deposit to up now. I think we are now sitting at 16. Yes, sir. 16. So what is the challenge? 20, 30, 40, 50? We'll see where we can take this here. No expectations. I don't like to put like hardcore expectations. I like to just slow it, grow it, slow and steady. Sorry, slow and steady. Anyways, after yesterday, we took a little hit, but we recovered from it later on. We had our small recovery here, nothing special. 4-5 now down, 7-3-2 up. I mean, it was nothing too particular, but we did manage to get that another move here back towards the 71. That was all after the stream. We talked about this, the breakout trade. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of breakout trades, but it was a pretty good confirmation. Couldn't lie. Maybe my girlfriend also pushed me a little bit as well to take that setup. Anyways, it worked. We ended up in green once again at the end of the day. So therefore, you need to be on a Telegram, right, to keep stay updated right here. Today, I'm gonna launch something very, very interesting here. I'm gonna open up 20 spots for the gold hybrid trading system. 20 spots for the elite. This is only for guys that are really willing, and not for beginners, by the way, guys that are really willing to take their trading to the next level, to go from part-time to full-time, to finally maybe turning this into a full-time income like myself, and actually join the process and really enjoy the strategy, the system that I'm using, the tools that I'm using, the order flow, the indicators, the whole setup, and everything that comes with that as well here. Because you're watching the stream right now, you are the first to know about it. I'm gonna open 20 spots. We do this once every 6 weeks. After this, you will not hear from me about it until the end of the summer, I think. Yes. We have a group right now of 38 members. Okay, 38 members. That's it in our group. And we're going to add 20 more. So you understand how small the group is and how purposefully we grow it in a very small and steady pace. So we can actually get people funded, actually show them the real results, and actually start making sure that they're just doing well, right? It's so much better to start small and only allow a small group of people in our group here consistently right now to just make sure that they're making money, that actually stacking, like we are stacking our own accounts, that we duplicate that process using, of course, Orderflow, using all the tools that we are using, my exact template, by the way. But most importantly, I only want guys in our group that are really guys that are struggling and having a kind of in that loop, that vicious cycle of like, you make some money, you lose it again. You make some money, you win, you win, you win, big loss, back at square one. Like, and you're constantly in that loop. You're constantly trying to improve, and you constantly think, maybe I should do this strategy. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe it's you. Maybe we need to change something. Okay, so the gold hybrid trading system is there. You can apply for your spot below. It will take around 6 minutes. I'm gonna send out an email later today. I'm gonna also make a Telegram post to around 4,000 members as well later on. But I will do this later. You guys are watching the stream right now. You guys are willing to apply here by clicking on the link right there in the description. I will actually share this right now if I have the link. I don't even know if I have the link here. Actually, do I have the link in the chat? Maybe I have. I think I have it. Yes? Yes. There we go. You can click on that link right there. You can sign up, apply for your spot. It will take around 6 minutes. Make sure that when you apply, you stand out. Because we last time had 200 applications. Make sure that when you apply, you actually dedicate yourself to fill in some information. Not yes, no, rich, small, poor, this, that, FOMO. That's not gonna work. Really fill in some information about yourself, because we need to manually select people out of it. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Anyways, we'll talk about it more a bit later. Let's go deeper into gold right now. Gold is pushing up higher. Where's my song? Where's a higher song? There it is. There we go. Perfect. Perfect moment. Okay. Gold is pushing up higher. And right now we're looking for any type of retracement. Again, look at the NFP. Okay, this is what we're gonna look for right now. Look at number one. The first thing that we have to look at, number one, is already top priority. And that is, of course, the fact that we had the ADP non-farm employment on a Wednesday. That came out negative, okay? That came out worse than expected. 98,000, worse than the forecast and worse than the previous month, okay? Then the non-farm payrolls, again, look at those numbers. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but this is actually horrible. That is horrible, okay? 57K. 120 was the previous 29, and the forecast was 114. That's a 50% reduction or 60% reduction of the forecast. That was horrible. It's very strange, right? When the unemployment rate is actually better than expected. So the unemployment is coming down, but the employment is also not growing. So I think the unemployment is going to go up in the future as well. It's not looking good for the dollar from that perspective, and the dollar reacted to this, of course, super aggressively. Look at the daily time frame. Look at how we formulated a major push down. But most importantly, from a technical perspective, what is so interesting about this right now is that the dollar has actually now created a really strong daily supply zone right here. Look at that. That is a strong daily supply zone on the dollar right there. We call that a rally, a base, and a drop. And supply in the month actually gets really well respected when it comes down to the dollar, okay? Rally base, rally, really well respected when you look at the dollar, you look at supply in a month. It's a real thing. It works really well. We've been using it a lot on the higher time frame, not on the lower time frame. I use it on the higher time frame only, right? A drop, a base, and a rally right there. Look at that major support right there, right? So you're constantly seeing that the supply in the months are a real thing. This is our first real supply zone that has been created on the daily time frame. So if the dollar decides to make some sort of pullback, okay, and we start to get resistance there, you really have to pay attention to any pullback on gold and to see where gold is at. Because if the dollar is there and it faces difficulties, it's going to be an interesting level for gold to watch and pay extra attention to the higher time frame on gold, okay? To see where we are, how we react, and what's going on from that perspective right there, okay? Gold is trying to push higher. We will face some resistance very soon, okay? Because this is pretty much the first real swing high internally that we're going to deal with very soon. This is that swing. This is that low, right? This is where we found like support double. We broke out. This is that high. This is where we're going to find that higher time frame resistance right there, okay? So we will find some resistance, but we could easily start shooting up right now a little bit further. As you guys can see here, we're starting to break out. We're going to see a closure on the hourly time frame. And that's going to give you the idea and understanding of where you are and if price could continue to rally in any pullback scenario. What I will be looking for is the order flow, because there are no really clear levels right now that I'm like, wow, for an entry at this moment, this is what I want to pay attention to. But look at this zone right there, all right? This is a level on the higher time frame, on the daily, that will become some form of resistance that we're not going to neglect right there. And that is at the 4,200. Of course, the 4,200 is that resistance right there also on spot. 4,200 makes sense that will become a level of resistance as well, according to the order flow. Makes total sense looking at it right now, okay? Anyways, if we pull back now, great, right? We have a range, we have an expansion period. We love to work with expansions. It allows us to see what we can do as well. We also have a low, we also have a high. We're gonna sign and figure out where the most volume has been traded inside of this area, and we'll figure out a level to work with. For now, the only thing that I can see is balanced area and an imbalanced area, a fair value or fair value, looking for a fair value, a breakout of that fair value. And this is still gonna be the most important level, of course. You saw what happened yesterday. That was the mistake I made yesterday, actually, right? We talked about it yesterday already. I said it also in Telegram. I said, yo, that was actually yesterday the best possible setup, right? The range breakout right here, and then the retest into the value area high, right? It was actually on the 5 minute very, very clear that we had the range, right? The breakout, the retest, and then the value area high. That was a fantastic entry. I was looking at an entry a little bit higher, so I saw and ended up trading into that chop, decided to cut the trade, but then I decided, okay, after the breakout here to re-enter and to target the highs again. So I could have gotten a much better entry and I could have held on to my trade much longer and just be much less stressed about a setup for that perspective right there, right? So that is a clear sign of a range, balanced, unbalanced, retracement, continuation. Right now, you can kind of see something similar. Range, okay? Larger range, unbalanced. Now, breakout, any retracement. But then at the same time, we might indeed do see a little bit more of an aggressive push up and then a retracement to the midway point. But then we have to use the swing profile. So we wait a little bit for this closure now on the hourly. It's not going to be that far away, okay? Hourly, sorry, not the hourly. The 15-minute. And then we go from there to see where do we actually close. And yeah, what do we do from that perspective? After this next 15-minute candle closure, we'll probably know a little bit more about where we headed, okay? But for now, if you go to the gold chart and you look here at the 15-minute time frame, we already marked out our zone here. This is by far gonna be if price at any moment in time, okay? And I'm not saying that it will happen today or whatever the case may be, but if price at any moment in time pulls back to this gap, you guys probably already know what it is. Let me know. That imbalance, or that what we call a low volume node right there, okay? It's much more, personally what I like to talk about the volume because it's factual, right? Right here. If at any moment in time you pull back to that level and the dollar pulls back to that supply zone, that area is your buying zone. Hardcore buying zone right there, the 4100, major zone. But that's probably not gonna happen in this stream. But I just do wanna mention that you have to mark out that level because that is a level that you don't create every single day, okay? That is a level that you create once in a while. And once you see those levels, you need to stack them. You need to stack them. You need to list them. And you need to mark them and wait for price to at some point get back towards those levels because they're so freaking efficient and so high quality. Okay? Take out the lows, getting into that low volume node. Beautiful, beautiful level, the 4100. Any moment in time you pull back to it, you will see a reaction. I don't care if it's today, tomorrow, next week, or Monday, or next week, or whatever. Maybe you don't. At some point, you will mark it out. In case you get there at some point, you will see a reaction from it, most likely. Okay? Anyways, breakout. Let's see what we have right now. We have opponent control sitting at the 37. Yeah, we're just pushing higher and higher right now at the moment. We're respecting every level again. And the dollar is, I think, dropping also really hard, correct? The dollar right now is pushing down. Let's see the dollar. Yes, dollar is pushing down. A major target for the dollar was already marked out below. And that was, of course, the 100 right there. So the dollar has a lot more room to go down, to be honest. The dollar is nowhere near the target right now. Okay, the dollar has a lot more room further towards this area right there. So that's interesting to watch when you see the dollar being weak and the dollar having a lot more room to come down a lot more. Okay, taking out the daily lows from yesterday or the previous daily lows, coming down here. Yeah, gold has a lot of upside for sure. Okay, regardless of what you see now, if price pulls back at any way in time, at any moment in time, we probably will, then we'll take advantage of that right there on gold. Okay, we'll find our levels and we'll go from there. I will be cautious with shorting gold. That's for sure. The dollar has just too much potential downside here. Okay, there will come a moment probably where we will start ranging again the moment we reach an overvaluation, which is not far away. Look at what happened here. We started to come up, we started to get into an overvaluation, and we started to become and ended up in a range. Right, same thing happened there as well here. So right now, if we reach that overvaluation, then just pay attention to that because that is going to be probably a level to watch very carefully. Okay? Yes. Perfect. BBNG says, hey, I was filling out the application and midway it says type form is now closed. So I was wondering if my application is not sent and how can I continue my application? Let me see. I don't know why that came to fruition right now. Did everyone has more people had this? Let me see. Okay. 1 second. Let me fix this real quick. I know what the problem here is. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. There we go. Yes, sir. We're gonna fix this real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see. Yeah, definitely have to wait for a little bit of a retracement here right now, right? This was just a breakout without any further confirmations as well. Definitely. Give me 1 second here. Let me see what we have and why. Yeah, we'll have to watch this level right now already. Just mark it out already. 1 second. There we go. Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Christian, amazing, my friend. Amazing. 1 second. Let me see if I can fix this right now. Dun. Okay. Wow, look at Goldie, man. It's bigger than the NFP candle. It is bigger than the NFP candle. All right, so amazing, guys. It should be fixed now. Yeah, it should be fixed now. Sorry if you did the application, something went wrong. I don't know what it was. There was something wrong in the code for some reason. I'm not like a technical guy, not like extremely technical, whatever the case may be here. So it should be good right now at the moment. So this is your opportunity to do it. Sorry if you were in it and you got kicked out. Hopefully it got saved. If not, then please try it again, okay? And then we go from there. What's this video about myself? Look at me right now.
Over the last couple of months.
So weird watching myself. I can't watch myself. I don't know why. I can yap for hours on the stream, but I can't watch myself. I don't like it. Okay. It should be fixed. You can go for the link right there here. Yes, sir. You can click on that link right there. We're going to be open for around what? I think a couple days. I think over the weekend we'll be able to go through all the applications. But because you're watching the stream right now, you're going to be first, right? I'm not going to post anything Telegram until later, as well in our email list, whatever the case may be, until later as well here. So you guys are on the stream. You guys are here right now. You guys have been seeing and watching the results of myself. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible about my trading, my journey. I'm live every day here. You've been seeing the good, you've been seeing the bad, you've been seeing everything. And that's always been my mission and my vision, is to just be as transparent as possible here and show exactly what trading truly means. Okay? And the only way I could do this is by being so extremely freaking confident in my strategy and my system that I was like, this is what I can do. And this is why I'm here every day. Otherwise, there is no way of doing this and showing up on a daily basis right there. Anyways, so besides that, you can apply right now at the moment here. Sony joined a couple weeks ago. He was in the first group around 6 weeks ago. He got funded. After that, Boom. Running around 150 pips, he started to make some money on his funded account. And then after that, of course, he became what? He got his 10K payout right there. Look at that. This is the profit across 2 accounts for the trade. One for funded and one from a real account. Almost 10K profit. That is life-changing. That's what I do for. That is life-changing money right there. Okay? That first payout, you never forget. You never, ever forget here. Okay? It's about that consistency. It's about people getting their consistent results. It's about them using the same strategy, the same system. And you want to be in a group that is small. We have only 38 members in our group right now. That's it. 38 or 39, including myself. Okay? That's it. And we're going to add 20 more people to it. And then after the summer, you won't hear from me again until the after the summer. Okay? Because what we do is usually we get a group in. We know that around 6 weeks is what it takes, right, to go through the process. Then we want to see the results first. Without the results, we're not going to open again. The results need to come, and then boom, next group can come later on again. And it will be like another 20 or something like that, right? So very small, very precise, and we all, as you can see, use the exact same template as what I use, the same template that you will get, as well as my tools and things like that as well here. The playbook, but also the whole series, right? The whole series of all the sessions that are recorded after that as well, including the PDF format, including the video format, and then of course the live sessions and the live trading sessions that come with that also. It's a complete package of how I believe a real program should look like, of how I believe that this should be done, talking about all the different layers, right? From the foundation all the way down to the higher time frame analysis, the volume profile, the footprint, the order flow, down towards the most important part, trade management and external awareness. This is something that is, in my opinion, extremely underrated. But anyways, that's a whole other topic to talk about later on here. But yeah, anyways, you're gonna be with a group of killers that are already doing it right now, that are already making money and that are already entering their positions every single day besides that. So it's no longer now a new group like the beginning was when we started it. It was a completely new group. This is not new anymore. Now there are people with actual results, tangible results, and people trading in the group every single day. So you can sign up right here below. You can watch my video explaining exactly what it is. You will go on a call with me one-on-one for 15, 20 minutes so we can get to know each other. I like to know who I'm talking to. I like to know who I'm speaking with, who I'm teaching. So we're gonna hop on a call together as well for around 15, 20 minutes. I do this with every person. From all the 20 people, I do this with everyone. Because I wanna hop on a call with you for 15 minutes, talk about it. No, just an easy conversation. No lecture, okay? Just an easy conversation. And then we go from there, okay? So click on your spot right there. You are the first to watch. And then later on after the stream, I'm gonna do the hard launch to the rest of the people that are in the list as well here. But you guys are the hardcores because you guys are watching the streams and showing up. Therefore, obviously, you guys get priority. Okay? Anyways, yeah, I want to continue my winning streak. Even though yesterday we got a bit of a cut, we managed to make the money back later in that setup. So that's good. We still ended the day green, and I decided I'm not going to trade anymore, man. The NFP acting all strange and stuff. Now we know why. Gold broke out. Gold broke out of the range. The NFP candle was there. We managed to do that, put that into that range, and now we have the second version, the second leg up right there. That's straight up continuation. The dollar has a lot more downside potential as well here. Right, we could come down all the way to what we call 100. Okay? Something like that. Yes, sir. Shorts are screwed. Yeah, for now, definitely, man. If you look at it right there, we just literally talked about the non-farm payrolls right there, how bad these numbers actually are, right? And also the thing about the dollar right now, it's so interesting, the fact that the dollar is in that higher time frame resistance, right? Look at the dollar here on the weekly, and this is actually super important. You might think, why would I look at the weekly time frame? Well, this is why you look at the weekly time frame. Look at where we are getting rejected at on the dollar right here, okay? Like this is where we're actually getting rejected. We have major resistance here as well here for the dollar. It's not just about the fundamentals right now. It's also about all the technical layers that come with that. Look at this and look at where we are right now. This is truly a maker or breaker for the dollar, right? If the dollar gets rejected here and we break down and we start to come back into the range again, right? In that resistance with some really bad fundamental data, that's not a good look. That is not a good look for the dollar right now. And you can tell that this gonna hugely benefit gold in the, at least short term right now, okay? At least short term. Most importantly, I would say midterm actually, if we manage to hold that supply zone here that is created on the dollar right now on the daily time frame. And then the chances of us potentially getting into that supply and selling off on the daily time frame and coming back down to this lower range, we'll allow gold to thrive up higher, right? We'll allow gold to potentially push up to next legs up right now. And I think it's worth to become bullish biased for now, definitely. Yes. Did your girlfriend close the trade yesterday or did she stay in during the NFP? She closed the trade. She took what she could get and she's not a gambler. So she did what she had to do. And that is to make some money. And to be consistent. Yes, sir. For who is the elite? The elite is only for the non-beginners out there that want to learn and want to take money in their own hands and want to start trading together with a group of traders that use the exact same system. This is not for people who are beginners. Okay, this is not for people who are, want to learn about candlesticks and stuff. Like we learn about supply and demand, but we don't learn about the basics of trading. Like you need to have some experience. You need to went through some shit. Preferably, you want to have lost your account already. You need to understand the bad side of trading. Let's put it this way. You need to have gone through some pain in order to go and discover the pleasure afterwards, right? Because if you don't do that, if you don't have that experience of the bad, you can't really be grateful for the good either. So we prefer to work with guys like that are already, in that either break-even phase or that phase where they are, just in that loop of making these silly mistakes that are just constantly repeating over and over again. Yes, we will be live trading in there. Of course, we have constant sharing setups and ideas there all the time, but it's also about putting in the work, okay? It's not about, I'm going to sit into the elite and then I'm going to ask for Lorenzo for a setup and then Lorenzo is going to give me the trade immediately. And then I'm not going to learn about the strategy. I'm just going to wait for his signals. We do give signals from that perspective, but it's all built around the framework with your own tools so you can confirm it. It's for people who are really willing to take this in their own hands as well here. Otherwise, just watch the streams, check out the Telegram, things like that. It's all free anyways. So you can also just do that, right? Okay. Do you think gold will now go up or come down? I think that we're now really bullish, but any retracement will potentially result in support. So we'll see how that goes. Is the gold hybrid trading elite free? Nope, it's definitely not free, of course. Nope. So if you think it's free, then don't apply. Okay. The book is free, the Telegram is free, the live streams are free. And after a couple of days, you will not hear me talk about this for the next 2 months. So. All right, we are facing a little bit of resistance now. I think that we are sooner than later overvalued. On the 5 minute, we already are overvalued. So I think that at any moment in time, we might expect a bit of a pullback. The thing about shorting now, look at that resistance as well here. You see that? We are definitely facing some resistance now on the higher time frame as well. And on the order flow, I think we saw the same thing, right? Look at that. The order flow as well. We are in higher time frame resistance right now. But this is again at higher time frame support where we came from. So this is also a major area of support, and that is that range of today where we talked about already, right? So we're in between that resistance now, the swing high actually. And that is that local support that we had created before. So yeah, we might find a bit of resistance now. And then it's all about, I think, the pullback and see what the dollar can take us as well here. So it is a Friday. The NFP has been done. The damage has been dealt. We had another successful trading week. We had no red days this week. 1:30:29. Yes, no red days this week, right? When did the week started? It started 29, yeah. 29, 1300, 1400, 1700, 5, 300, 700. Nope, no red days. So let's keep it this way. What's going on with LTA? Not active at all. It's in. They moved to the syndicate. It's a Telegram group. All the guys moved to that one right there. BBNG, thank you, Lorenzo. I've applied. Amazing. One or two guys will, one out of the two guys in our team will contact you. And if you don't trust it or something like that, and you say, "Oh, someone contacted me, I'm not sure. I want to verify it." Send me a message on Instagram. Just message me on Instagram. This person contacted me. Is that correct? I will say yes or no. That's it. Very simple. Right? So you can always verify this by messaging me on on Instagram. Okay. Yeah, can we pull back? I think so. I think we're a little bit overvalued right now. On the 5 minute, you can see it already. Guys, I love the Stock Valuation Index, by the way. It's so good. Overvaluation, 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 overvaluation. Against the dollar. Against the dollar. Dollar finding some support. Aligns perfectly. Yeah. Overvaluation, overvaluation. Overvaluation, overvaluation. Pretty much the conclusion out of this indicator is that it's never a good time to buy in an overvaluation. That's just the proof. You will buy at the top most of the time, short-term top. That doesn't mean you're going to get into the best trades, because it means sometimes that you're just going to pull back and you stay in the range. But usually it's the top of the range. It's the top of the range, right? So you pull back and then boop, you come up higher. It's not only about big trades. It's more about an indication if your timing is correct, or if you should wait a little bit, right? That is usually the better way of looking at it. This needs to cool down, specifically on the 5 minute, by the way. That's going to help tremendously. So trust me, any undervaluation now on the 5 minute with a key level here is amazing. Is a level to watch out for. It is not an RSI. It is actually the stealth valuation index. We gave away a couple of those for free on stream, but I used the dollar, and then we say, okay, use the dollar, and click on OK, and then it measured it against the dollar. Helpfus entered the long at 40.40 and holding 40.40. Yeah, then you're pretty much at the right level. We might pull back there though again, but it's a good level to have a trade at. Very good level. Very nice. All right, we just wait for the pullback, yeah? Yes. Overvaluation, and now we're seeing the drop. It's very tempting to sell, but the trend is so freaking bullish. And the NFP is correlated to that. So, you know what I mean? It is not, for my side, something that I'm willing to like look at because, yeah, this is where you invite so many sellers to step in and then price just doesn't want to come down. And we had so many situations where that happened with gold. It induces a lot of sellers to step in and then it doesn't want to come down. And it just holds support and whip, it spikes higher and continues to go up. But yeah, we'll look at it. We keep a close eye on this. We keep a close eye on this. We want to end the week green. Or not the week green. We want to end the... We ended the week already green. We want to end the day green. Yeah, we at least want to wait for this to pull back, in my opinion, towards this area. Yeah. Or an undervaluation would be very interesting if we do manage to pull back. The dollar is actually holding a little bit of support. It's nothing too crazy, but yeah, the dollar on the 30-minute looks already a lot better. As you can see right now, we're holding that support pretty well. So I would not like exclude like a deeper retracement now, something like that. But let's see. Do you train something in the gym? Yeah. I actually was boxing for a long time and then I decided to stop because I had a lower back injury. And then I decided to go to the gym, regular, just lift heavy weights. Yes. And it, my lower back is doing much better now though. So I might hop back into the gym. I still train, but not like hardcore as before. But I kind of miss it a little bit, to be honest. I miss it a little bit right now. Yeah. Yeah, I think that zone is a good area to watch. We could easily see something like this and just continue to go. See if we can trade with the trend and yeah, just keep it very simple today. Very basic. Why didn't you trade like an hour ago? You're a fraud. Anyone can act like they can trade. Your trades are losers, but live, but wait, off the screen, you did this or that. I'm willing to go head to head. Whatever you say, man. If you think that that's true, then good luck. Lorenzo, were you happy about the Knicks winning the NBA title? I was hoping for the Spurs actually to win. I'm not like super dedicated to both of those teams, but like Spurs, I was like actually kind of supporting, to be honest. Yeah, I love the big guy, Wemby, the big dude, the tall guy. Have you seen silver? Price action is so good. No, actually, we have not been paying attention to silver. We've not been paying attention to silver, actually. Not as much as gold, but yeah, gold silver is killing it, definitely. Absolutely killing it. Helpfully says haters gonna hate 100%. I've been probably the most transparent guy here, like ever. I'm not actually joking to say that. I'm actually very proud to say that, because I trade live, I do my analysis every day, and then after that I say, listen, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm talking about the stream. If you close the stream, I'm gonna say, guys, what's this level? Because if price could go there, I will probably do this. Price could go there, probably do that. And then I keep you guys updated in the Telegram. And I actually show that. Okay. And then I actually show the results of that. You know what I mean? So what else do you need? What else do you need? Like, how far do you want me to take it? Yeah? How far do you want me to take this? Just let me know. Here, limit set at 73. Like, what else do you want? What else do you want? Yeah, gold is just pushing down a little bit. We still have a lot more room. I'm looking at the order flow as well right now. Let's see. Yeah, you can definitely see it in 8 minutes. This is gonna close. And if we close below this level, where a lot of volume is traded, we'll most likely see a deeper pullback, to be real honest with you. So I would love to see the deeper pullback, but let's just wait for that hourly candle to close, number one, in 8 minutes or so, and see if we can, if there's a good setup today. Let's see, right? We want to just keep our account up. We don't want to force trades. We just want to make sure we get into the best possible entries. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Hi Lorenzo, minutes ago you come online because YouTube didn't load as planned, just checking. We just started at 9 p.m. EST. 9 p.m. EST. We do this every day, 5 days a week. We are here live for you guys here. Yes, sir. Yes. Did you go and close the trade? Yes, she closed the trade. Yes. She closed the trade. She closed the trade higher, but Yeah, before the NFP. Before the NFP. Yeah, because you don't really know what's going to happen, right? With the NFP, you're up in a great trade. And then from that moment onwards, it becomes kind of like a gamble. You never really know truly what's going to happen. When it comes down to the NFP, at least, I've been trying to find some statistical edge with news, but I personally have not found it myself. I really don't really have found any edge in trading news except for looking at how orders are valued. For example, one thing that I would look at is like every news release, I would look at the last 5 minutes, and I would look not at gold, I would look at the dollar, how the dollar operates and moves. And if the dollar starts shooting up, how many chances of a huge reversal? So shooting up and then the reversal down, for example, or shooting down and the reversal up. And even that, I couldn't find any consistency with it personally, but I have been testing it. A lot, but I could never find the edge that I was looking for. So for that, I decided to not include that in my strategy or system, and just be patient and just make money outside of those, outside of news events, but then anticipate on news events. So if we do see good opportunities after, then we'll take that. And sometimes it's going to be a major news release, a major 4-hour zone, or whatever the case may be, right? And go from there. Yeah. How do you people know that news trade trend will be bullish or bearish? I saw many others making massive profits through the NFP. I think they're using just, they're just putting risk on the table and they're just hoping for the best. And they just imply that, let's say they have a good risk to reward on it. And they just say, you know what, I'm willing to take the bet, and it plays out, then they do it. And if they get that one big winner and they get that like huge 6-1, then they can use that and they can do another 6. They can do it another 6 times to then try again, pretty much. It is tempting to say, okay, let's just enter a short right now, right? And just wait for this closure to happen and then just enter the short on the retracement on this area exactly. I would consider this pretty high risk, to be honest. The reason why is because the valuation is already dropping so aggressively. Look at that. It's already dropping so much, so quickly as well. So yeah, we might not even get down towards that point, to be honest. Christoph says gold is extremely bullish. We'll see new all-time highs in a few weeks. All-time highs. You know how far that is? And let's break structure first. Let's take out some real supply. Like we are in right now. We are in a supply zone right now. Let's formulate new demand. Let's pull back. Let's break structure again. And start building that new trend. Take out the real daily swing high. And then we'll talk. Then we'll talk about the reversal. But I would love to see that. I love when gold is bullish. I love when gold is bullish. I don't mind shorting gold, but I love when gold is bullish. It's just dear to my heart. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. There is a tool that I use, and that is called the Future Scope. It's a tool that I created a long time ago, and it's actually right here. And this shows the seasonal cycle of the market. So in essence, the seasonal cycle behavior of gold. You can actually see here on the weekly time frame that the seasonal cycle bottom is now. You see that? The seasonal cycle bottom is now. And look at how in this seasonal cycle bottom, we create what we call the weekly reversal. Look at that beautiful, beautiful reaction right there. It is very, very nice, and it works very well. It's very, gold is very seasonal, believe it or not. It is very seasonal, and it does really, really do work. It does has its moment. Gold does operate in cycles. And with all of that data, you can clearly see how that is going, and that indeed was a seasonal cycle bottom. This is also another layer. So besides the fundamental part of it, the economic fundamentals, the cycle also is showing us that we are actually looking like we are, we will be bottoming out soon as well. So that is interesting to watch. Yeah. It's definitely interesting to watch. But yeah, this is all interesting from the from a higher time frame perspective, but for my for trading, like there doesn't mean, oh, we are in a seasonal cycle bottom, so I'm not going to short anymore. I still take shorts. Yes. How many trades have you taken this week? Like right now, I'm just using this account for streams. So I would say that this week we took on stream, or according to the stream, all the trades that I gave in here that you see here, all my results here, they're all from the stream. Like either talked about the exact setup. There are no trades taken during the New York session at all. So it's only from the analysis of the streams, and that's it. And yeah, we just mark out these areas, the zones that we talked about, right? The selling zones, the buying zones, the levels, etc., etc. Things like that, right? We talked about this before, right? We would buy here, we would sell there, buy there. I think this week, I took around, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades. 8 trades. No, I closed this trade. 7 trades. Nothing crazy, right? 7 trades. It's yeah, pretty standard. I know some guys that take 30 trades a day, you know what I mean? Like for me, I make a couple trades, and that's it. Consistency, man. I try to be consistent and just find the best possible setup during the now Asian session and the London session, the pre-London. And yeah. Barely look at the New York news, barely look at the Trump stuff right now at the moment. I pay attention to it, of course, but it's not as relevant as it was when I was streaming the New York session, for example, right? It's actually kind of easy right now. Wake up, do my analysis with you guys. I go live. Look for the best trades. And the beautiful thing about the Asian session is that even if the trade does not play out directly on stream or whatever, it usually does play out after. Like it usually does play out. Like 90% of the time it does. It comes back to the level or something like that. And it does its job, right? So yeah, usually then the latest I trade is probably pre-London. And usually in London, I'm either in position already, secured, or I am out already. And that's it. And then the rest of the day, I'm pretty much off. I work with the community inside of the elite and yeah, go to the gym, things like that. Play with my kids, things like that. New York is fire sometimes, yeah. So I'm going to show you a trick, and this is the most underrated thing about order flow ever. Okay, if you want to learn order flow, you need to be in the elite. But I'm going to show you one trick, and that is the following. I tell them this every time. I say, what you need to do is you need to mark out every. I'm going to say this, yeah. Every 4-hour candle. And then inside the 4-hour, you need to look for the point of control of that 4-hour candle. So you need to look for where the most volume was traded inside of the 4-hour candle. Okay? And every New York session has the most volume. That is just a fact. There's no doubt about that. It's not a conspiracy. It is really the fact that New York has the most volume. You can see this right here. So this was 55,000 contracts. That was New York. Okay? This was 60,000 contracts the day before. That was the New York candle, 8 a.m. 37,000, 8 a.m. Right? 34,000, 8 a.m. So you want to mark out the candle with the highest volume of the day on the 4-hour time frame. And you want to mark out a range like that. So look at that. You mark out the range like that right there. Okay? Then the day before, you mark out the point of control of that right there. Look at that. Right there. You see that? The day before, well, it's the same level actually, in 2 days in a row, like that. All right? So we constantly want to do that. And look at what happens around those areas. Right there, you can see that the moment you break above, you turn it into support. The moment you break above that, you turn it into support, right? And right now we have, of course, the most volume traded there. That will become major support. So you use the volume of the New York candle. So you want to use the 4-hour candle on New York from 8 to 12. That candle, you want to understand how much volume there is traded in that candle. That, when it comes back, will act in most cases. The accuracy is top level as support or as resistance, or it will turn from support into resistance, or vice versa. It is a major confirmation on top of that. And it's very easy to spot the highest volume candle here. The 40,000 contracts, that was the top. The point of control is that white line that you see around that. And then when you mark out this, you pretty much closed above this and you traded below that. So you knew I'm bearish for the session. And price kept coming down. It broke, it held resistance, and it couldn't do anything anymore. Okay? And then after that, it became resistance. You see that? It became resistance, and we could not close above it. It's really accurate, and it's actually crazy. Yeah, that's a little trick. The lesson is we don't look at the order flow on the lower time frame. We look on the order flow on the higher time frame. The 4-hour and the daily. That is hugely underrated. A lot of people are really obsessed with the order flow for entries and scalping on the 1 minute. We do the opposite. We use the candlesticks on the lower time frame, but we use the order flow most likely for the higher time frame, and then also for the lower time frame confirmations. But the higher time frame is still incredibly undervalued when it comes down to order flow. Okay. So yeah, for a lot of new people that just came in, I'm gonna say this one more time here, because then after the stream, I'm gonna close this. I'm not gonna talk about it in our next streams, I think, as much. Okay, we have opened the gold hybrid trading elite right now to 20 people. We have a group of 38 people right now. There is room for 20 more. After this, you will not hear from me after the summer. Okay, watch myself right there. Watch the video real quick if you can. You can sign up and apply. It takes you around 6 minutes for your application to come in. This is truly for the people that are willing here to start trading with some tools, want to learn about the order flow. Also, most importantly, want to work with real system, only optimized for gold. Okay, it could work on the Nasdaq, it could work on currencies, I'm sure it will, but I've only mastered this on gold only. Okay, this is for people who are not beginners. Okay, guys that have been going through this and that have been going through some shit already in the past. This is not for the beginner trader that is still learning the basics of trading. Okay, I'm not going to explain a lot of basics to you. I'm going to explain you a real system, assuming that you understand the basics already. It's more about you being potentially stuck in your trades and things like that. Okay, winning a lot, losing a lot, winning a lot, losing a lot, right? This is where the lectures come into play, the live sessions comes into play. The live lectures, I prepared 200 slides for this. 200 slides, okay? It's a lot of slides, but it's also a lot of examples, a lot of trading examples, a lot of, you name it, endless library of things as well here. And of course, actual results from the members in the group right now. And that's the big difference between the beginning. At the beginning when I announced it, it was like, you know, if you guys want to join, this is what I'm planning to do. Now we have real results from members in our group. Now we have guys trading every day, sharing their setups every day, according to the exact system. So you know that everyone in the group trades the exact same way, nothing different. And that's what you want, right? That's what you want to do in order to, finally make money here. It's not about ego, right? There is no ego allowed in this group at all. So just straight up helping each other out. Not I am better than you, or look at my strategy. Look at my strategy. Oh, I'm making this. I'm making that. Doesn't make any sense. It's all about sharing ideas, sharing signals, and helping each other reflect and grow. Okay. Enough with that roller coaster. Enough of that break-even stage. There are guys that I know that are so good. Like, I don't know why, but they're so good at analyzing, but they're so bad at making consistent money. So there's a difference between being good at analyzing and actually growing an account. You know what I mean? There's a big difference. So you can sign up right here in the Gold Hybrid Trading Elite, or you go to goldhybridtrading.live, or you click on the link in the chat here. After this, we will be closed, I think, until the summer, because I'm going to go to Europe as well. I'm planning to go to Ibiza as well here and things like that. So I will be in Europe. And after that, I think I will not be we'll open after I'm back, pretty much again. But it could take some time. So you guys heard it first on the streams. And then after that, we'll post it in Telegram and other sources as well here. But you guys are watching live, so. VM Dom says, I'm confused how gold is behaving. Is gold going up because of the labor report? Yes, correct. The NFP, the non-farm payrolls, is one layer. There are a couple other layers to this. But yeah, that was the catalyst for this movement up indeed. Will you stream in Europe? Of course. I'll never stop streaming. I might take 1 week off, you know, maybe in the summer, right? But that's my goal. 1 week off. I mean, for me, guys, if you really want to know, this is for me already a holiday. I'm living a holiday every day. For me, this doesn't feel like work in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So there is no reason for me to take a lot of time off right now, because I just do what I like to do. And I would do this anyways, with or without you. So there's no reason to take a lot of time off unless I'm doing something else, like a big project or whatever, but that happens rarely. So I'm not really planning to stop streaming also in the summer, except maybe for 1 week, because I just have a lot of traveling, a lot of hectic traveling and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. Do you only stream on YouTube? I only stream on YouTube, yes. Only stream on YouTube right now. Nothing else. I heard that I need to see right here. I heard that the TikTok live is very good, but I have not checked this out right there. Nope. With how many lots do you trade usually? On this account, around 1 lot. Sometimes 0.5, usually 1 lot. And on the big account, I would say 2 to 3 lots. And you can see that I actually use what we call fixed risk. This is another discussion that I had with someone as well. This is something that I like personally doing. I like to apply fixed risk. And therefore I usually under risk a little bit, but I allow myself to have that fixed risk, and then I scale up on dollar risk. So fixed dollar risk usually. And I personally like to work with this myself because my stop losses, my pips are usually relatively similar. And even when I get a smaller stop, I usually tend to risk the same for me as well here, and play with what I can get at the time here. So for me, fixed risk works really well. It has been working a lot to be consistent, and then just gradually increase it manually. How much you made last month from trading? It was a very tough month. I mean, to be really honest, I think that we had a really good month actually. I mean, even on the small account, we're up like 9K. And that's just a small account. So I don't know, like for me, June was an incredible month. Let me know how your month was, guys. Let me know in the chat. But I think we did pretty decent. What do you guys think? June was not as bad as I thought it'd be. What was bad was, I think it was May, the first 2 weeks of May. That was when Trump was just constantly with the Strait of Hormuz and things like that. April, sorry, not May, April. Yeah, I think June was much better. Why do you only launch the gold hybrid trading lead to 20 people? The main thing is, number one, is I like to work with a really small group of people. And I also like to do these, I know that the 20 spots are gonna go like this, right? And these are guys that are really serious and committed. They show up to every lecture. They don't just buy and disappear or whatever. No, they are really committed. And that allows me to do like a simple launch and talk about it on stream maybe a couple times. And then once these guys start, I don't have to talk about it for another 6 weeks. And I can just do my streams, my YouTube, my Telegram, my free Telegram, my book, well, whatever the case may be, right? And just focus on that. So, you know, actually focus on trading, right? But when it's ready, and I'll reopen, and you know when I'm open again for a couple of days, and then we do that consistently. It's just better, it's easier, and a lot less promotions and things like that. Did you do any trades? Not at the moment, no. We pretty much shoot up when the stream started, price came up, volume came in, and now we're kind of hovering around here. We're kind of holding up, but we're not really pushing down here. We're kind of stagnating at the moment. I've taken about 2 trades every day pretty much during Asia and London. From Monday to Thursday right now. Friday today is post NFP. Yeah, we have to wait, man. I think I really want to see some sort of retracement right now, a little bit deeper, to see where price could go. And I think that we might not even, we hopefully come back towards our point of interest right there. I think that will be an amazing zone, amazing range break, retest. These are one of the greater setups anyways, but if we don't and we're holding somewhere in the middle, we'll pay attention to this here. We'll pay attention to this area too. See if it could hold and just do something like that, for example. But we're definitely more bullish. And I don't really want to short against that now at the moment. No Starbucks today. No. Shit, you're right. That's a good point, my friend. That's a good point. Shit. I was feeling I was missing something. Well said. You know what? You are completely correct. You press this button right here. Okay. This is called Go Jack. If it works. Go Jack. There we go. You press the button. Boom. You press another button. And it's done. Hey, that took 5 seconds. Thank you for the reminder. Appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that. This thing is better than Uber. It's better than anything I ever had. It's so convenient. It's wild. Okay. Yeah, I did kind of expect it, to be really honest with you guys, a little bit unstable price action. Like in terms of like a lot of volume, less volume, a lot of volume, less volume. Most definitely. And that's usually after the NFP as well that you're going to see things like that. right? Look at this. We were overvalued. Price came down. Now we are undervalued. Now we're stagnating. So it's like, it's probably going to be a little bit inconsistent today. And also keep in mind that this was a big impulse now, but we do have to deal with a bank holiday. Yeah. We are dealing with a bank holiday later as well here. So I wonder if later on there will be a lot of volume in the market anyways, right? So I wonder if that is going to be the case or not. I still wanted to stream regardless. But we do have the Independence Day tomorrow, I think. And I think today they're closing already in New York. Probably earlier, right? And then preparing already for the 4th of July. Yeah. HPRMT says, hi, Indonesians are crazy. I am Balinese and it's hard to buy online here in Australia. Yeah, like I'm telling you, like the Asian market is blowing up right now. Like the Asian technologies, the WeChat, the Gojek, the Grab, all these apps, they're like in the Netherlands, I couldn't even buy something healthy. Like if I want to order something in the Netherlands online, right, on an app, I cannot even order something healthy. Okay, it's all pizza, like you know, the bad shit, right? Here I can get a 5-star. I can like in one thing on my phone, I can press a button, and I can let a whole team come over, building the sushi. I could order a sushi chef right now to my apartment here, to my villa here, and just make sushi on an app. We'll do it later. Because we will close earlier today. Yeah, the volume. If the volume dies out, then yes. Most likely the New York will be pretty dead today. Yeah. Pretty dead today. Where did you grow up? I grew up in a city in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam. In a really, really small 2-bedroom apartment with my mother. Really, really small. When I walk out, you know, you have all these drug dealers around the corner, and then you have all these junkies on the other side. That's where I grew up. I liked it. You get used to it. I kind of miss those vibes a little bit. No, I'm joking. I love it here. Then I moved to Bali later on. I live here for 6 years already, right now. Do you have ancestors who were in Indonesia? No, I don't. No, I don't, but I have an Italian father. Yeah, the 1 minute is a bit pretty dead right now, I have to admit. The 5 minute as well. We are undervalued. So this is where a lot of shorters step in, and this is where you have to be cautious with shorting because, again, we could potentially pull back up again. It is a bit of a tricky scenario right now, that's for sure. Either we really break down or we start to see some more volume. I'm looking at the order flow all the time and looking at candles which have higher volume than what we see right now at the moment. This is all white. This means there is no volume traded here, really low volume. I want to see one blue candle popping up, which can come at any moment in time. One blue candle. And that candle is usually showing me that traders are stepping in with more volume, with more conviction. Then I wait for this candle to close with the blue. I wait for the candle to close, and then I look at how did the candle close. And if it closes bullish and it's undervalued, this is actually an area to buy. Even though when you look on the chart, you think this is gonna drop all the way down, right? But that's the trap. That's the trap. It's gonna invite a lot of sellers to step in, and then it doesn't drop, for example. But the ideal would be, of course, to do break down and to show the opposite side where we see a lot of volume to the downside and price does break down and we get to our major area of interest. Yeah, and that will be just by default the basic structural play from like this pattern, the consolidation, the expansion, the retracement, the continuation play. It's just a better play. And that means we're simply just riding the wave right now as well, right? And the dollar is not looking strong. And if you look at the 4-hour time frame on the dollar, you can actually see very clearly that the dollar has a major zone sitting right here, which is a 4-hour demand zone. It's sitting right below. You can see that that could be the target of the dollar that we're looking for, right? The dollar trading towards the demand zone, which will take out then the previous daily lows. So the dollar will take out the previous daily lows, get to the demand zone. But in order for gold, for us to get into good positions, we need to either pull back or we need to see and only look into the order flow and say, listen, then we look in the order flow and see if there's something that could tell us that right now we are continuing to break higher. And yeah, that could be somewhere around there already, the 70. But no certainty today in comparison to every other day where we traded every day. There's no certainty today because of the NFP aftermath, the lack of volume maybe right now, and also the bank holiday. So we'll see. Yeah, let me know where you guys are from right now. I think we have a lot of, I feel that we have a lot of South Americans in the chat as well in the Asian session, if I'm correct. That's the feeling I'm getting. Let's see. Australia, India, Netherlands. Singapore, I love Singapore. I love Singapore. Super clean, organized. I could live there. Texas. From Mexico, okay. Wow, Dominican Republic. Okay, okay. Singapore, London, India, Mongolia, Bangladesh. Okay. Yeah, a lot of actually Venezuela, I see, Brazil. Yeah, that's interesting because when we're doing the New York session, it was actually a lot less South Americans. It was a lot more Europeans, actually. A lot more Europeans. Love Malaysia too. Amazing country. Kuala Lumpur, very nice. Right? We like Kuala Lumpur, right? It was actually much better than I expected. It was very good. Is your income through trading tax-free in Bali? Well, actually, I have a company in Dubai. Or I have a company in the UAE. So my company is based in the UAE, but I live in Indonesia. And I had another company in the UK. So like, you know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. You guys are right. Trade Talks Bahar. Hey bro, how are you? How's Asia? Low volume. I feel like getting trapped in Asia, so I avoid Asian session. Really? We really like the Asian sessions. We have been really killing the Asian sessions right now. Really killing the Asian sessions. Yeah, except for today though, like today is just a bank holiday and the NFP aftermonth. So yeah, if the price is slow, it's slow, right? It is what it is. But I'm waiting for 11 because of the fact that, and I want to stream until at least 11 because I do expect another impulse of volume in the next 15-minute candle. Not this one, the next one. And that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah. If you guys like this channel, then please smash up that like button. I would highly appreciate it. I don't really ask for a lot for likes lately. I tend to forget about it, but you know, that would be nice. Thank you for the support. We've been growing like such a crazy pace right now. It's actually insane. And the way it works is, okay, we do trade live here. I'm trying to do my absolute best to get into the best possible trades every day. I have a specific system that I trade. So I'm here, I trade live. If I see a setup that I like, I take it. My journaling of that is done in the Telegram group, which is free as well, okay? And the reason for the journaling is not just for me keeping my track records public, but also pretty much to just clarify my setups, okay? And there are gonna be moments where I take trades and where we are waiting for a setup to happen, but it doesn't happen like right away on the stream. But then, for example, you watch the Telegram and we know that we talked about the zone. And then at the end of the stream, we say, pay attention to this level. If this happens, I will probably do this, right? And then you can confirm that I actually did that, okay? That I actually say what I do and that I actually follow up with that, okay? And that's what you can find also in the Telegram group as well here. So you can see how the system works, but also how I follow up with what I say I will do. And I think that process is very nice. And before, we didn't have the Telegram group. We just had the YouTube. But the Telegram group actually made a huge difference because it just allows me to be in touch with you guys after the stream in case something happens, right? And there will come moments sometimes here and there where I just say, yo, I have set a limit order at this level, whatever, and I'll take the setup, right? Like things like that as well. Direct signals immediately also on Telegram. But usually I already have talked about it on the stream and it's kind of an add-on towards this live streams pretty much, right? So we can stay in touch after and we talk about the setup that we talked about on the stream. And I think it's a very good process. It works very well. So if you want to stay updated for that, you can just watch my join my free Telegram group. This is not a paid group. This is just a free group that you can join, and I will post some updates later on. I'm just thinking about what I will post in the weekends as well. I do want to post some things in the weekends, but I will think about what I will do there. Lorenzo, did you have a mentor or develop the strategy by yourself? Of course, I have guys that I look up to, but I developed the strategy completely by myself, okay? And the main reason is because I wasted probably... honestly, I can be honest with you guys. I think I wasted 5 years of my life to become profitable, to become consistent in the market. 5 years, right? And then I'm like, man, I wasted so much time. And what I did was I went from this strategy to this strategy, from that strategy to that strategy. And I kept hovering around and hovering around from strategy to strategy for long periods of time. Now, the good part of that is that I gained a lot of perspective. The bad part is that I had a lot of bad habits, right? And I was constantly contradicting myself because this strategy would say bullish and this strategy would say bearish. And I couldn't find the right balance and sweet spot. Now, then I realized that I needed a real system. And I decided that I developed something over time. And it took another 2-3 years to develop fully. It didn't came out of nowhere. And that took just a long time to build. And that allowed me to just take the best of what I know, put it into something that works, that doesn't contradict each other. So there's no conflict of interest, as a statistical edge, an advantage. And that's something I can apply on a day-to-day basis, right? And now I'm very comfortable, and now I truly believe that because it's all filtered out information, that if I would learn that information the way I created it at that time, what would take me 5 years would now take me 3 months. That's how much time I actually wasted learning something. And yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I don't regret it. I don't have any regrets. But I could have, you know, saved a lot of time doing it right from the beginning. That's for sure. Yeah. Man, we should trust the valuation index, man. It's unbelievable. Like overvaluation, overvaluation, undervaluation, undervaluation. We're reacting, but again, this would not be a clean setup, to be honest. There was no clear structure there. Yeah, like I said, I want to wait for this next 15-minute candle. Is there any Turkish girl there? What, in my group or next to me? No. Romanian. Romanian. It's all the same thing. Let's short. Not look at the short. No. This looks strong. It looks actually more bullish than bearish still. Yeah. Cool. So who has signed up for the elite here? It's 20 spots. It will be paid, yes. You will be contacted if your application stands out. And you will not hear me talk about this after this. Maybe one more time for a quick follow-up, but I don't like to promote something all the time. I'd rather take one stream, promote it, and then work with guys for 6 weeks straight. And then maybe after that again. And then everything on stream will be just the free book, the Telegram, the YouTube. But today is the day. We have 38 people in our group and we're going to add 20 more people to our group. So the question is, do you want to become a part of the 20 and work with me throughout the summer? The thing about the summer is that most people are sitting on the terrace, chilling, drinking wine, while we're hustling and grinding and preparing for Q3. Guess what? Q3 is going to be the best quarter of the year. The end of Q3 and the beginning of Q4. Best moment. We love gold at the end of the year. We want to get ready for that. So if you start now in the summer, then you are ready in Q3. You start making money by the yearly closure. That's the goal. How do you manage taxes living in Bali? You have to pay tax, personal income tax. But my company is abroad, so there are structures and things like that. But you still have to pay some taxes in Bali, but it's not much. I don't want to talk about the exact numbers, but I can guarantee it's not much, and it's much less than in any other country in the world, almost. Okay, I can guarantee you that. Yeah. But you do have to support the locals. You do have to give something back here. Absolutely. Oh, London pullbacks. Okay, no, I thought so. Because I was like, it's bank holiday for sure. Do you charge for the elite? Yes, of course. This is the only thing that I have that is a paid product. For the rest, I do not have anything that is paid. It's the best thing in the world. A small group of people. So of course. Starbucks. Nice. Nice. Thank you very much. Love it. Perfect. You see what happened, guys? Technology. That took 10 minutes. That literally took 10 minutes. Love that. Okay. Any crypto prop firms for the weekends? I'm not sure if you're familiar with crypto prop firms, to be honest. I don't really trade a lot of prop firms myself either, except for, yeah, TopStep. I still have the TopStep account. I don't even use it. It's getting ridiculous now. I still have the TopStep account. Yeah, I still have it. Can you believe that? I just don't use it at all. I have just been trading my own account, I don't know, and my big account, so I don't know. But I do still have it, and I actually need to use it. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I need to use it. It's just crazy that I don't use it right now. 350K Express accounts. 450K Express. The problem I always have is that I don't like to enter trades on my personal account, and then another personal account, and then another account, and I'm just getting confused. Like I need to manage all of that, and then I'm like, oh, I might choose this one over this one, and then over this one. I'm like, just gets annoying. It gets annoying. So unless there was like a good copy trader or something, then I could fix it. But again, it's futures and CFDs. It's both. So it's a bit of an issue. Yeah. I'm a beginner. Can I join the elite? No. No. It's not for the beginners. It's not for the beginners. Don't apply if you are a beginner. Okay. Otherwise, your brain will explode. All right, we're pulling back, so I think you were right. You said it. Yeah, we're doing a little pullback right now, but yeah, this is nothing too interesting right now at the moment. Nothing too crazy. The VWAP is at 82 on futures. I think that this is on spot. It's slightly lower. It's at 58. Yeah, this is why I don't really get the VWAP personally on the TradingView chart. It's not the same. The VWAP is always different. And this is the VWAP that I trust. It's in the actual charts. Yeah. I mean, we could give it a try. If you can get into the VWAP, I think we could actually give it a try. Because... not this one, though. But let's see. It's very low volume today. Yeah. In case you're wondering, like, what am I doing here? Right, who I'm talking to? She see you, can't she? She's shy. She's shy. Never mind. That's it. That was enough. That was enough. Oh. That was enough. Yeah, let's see the VWAP though. Let's see the reaction at least. And then if there is any form of absorption here. And that will probably do it. I just don't see us pulling back all the way, to be honest, to our major zone. Unless we need a real injection of volume. But I don't see that happening at the moment. I don't think I've ever seen him enter a trade. Yeah, then you're not paying a lot of attention, I guess. Yeah, honestly, at this moment, I don't see gold dropping here, really. You can just watch the order flow as well here. You have these trapped sellers sitting right here in this area. You have this overall huge candle up here. You have this amount of sellers that are trapped in that position right there. You see this red box inside of this 15-minute candle? That is what we call, oh, sorry for that. That is what we call trapped sellers. An imbalance right there. You see that? 2 times trapped sellers. That zone turns into support. That's where we are right now. And there are more sellers actually entering right now the market, but the market is not pushing down. There's not enough momentum. So I think that after this closure in 6 minutes, and specifically this closure, if we close above this zone, I think we're just going to push higher again. And I think personally that the dollar will continue to drop, and that will not make the pullback that we were initially anticipating, let's say. So in terms of limit orders, I saw someone asking about where would you place your limit order. Right now, I would say, I think there is actually a chance that price will not even get down to the 58 or the 50, right? Which we actually were looking at, the 50. The 50 would be the ideal level to look for an entry for, but it could be that we're just holding up here right now, just ranging, but holding up, holding support here, finding new support. Yeah, but let's see. The ideal would be pulling back. My entry would be at 50 as a limit order, if you could say. I would look at that. It's pretty much from that expansion period. I think that the 50 is pretty much the area where I would be looking to enter. It's actually the value high of the previous day. So you break out of the value area today. This is what we did today. So you have the value high right there. Previous daily value high. And this is the value area low right there. So you have the value low, you have the value high. We broke out of the value area of the previous day. The value high is the first level, which will retest a lot of times. So what happens is you break out of the value area of the previous day, you pull back, you retest the value area and you bounce from it. And the trend continues to go higher. That is one way. If you would break back inside of the value area, then this is the low volume node. That this is like the golden zone. This is the ultimate buying zone. Right? But that's not for today. I doubt this will happen today. I doubt that this will happen maybe on a Monday. This could be much later on in a deeper pullback or whatever. For now, the value high is the level I'm looking for. So I would say 4150 is the ideal from that perspective. But it only makes sense when we actually pull back. Because if you look on the lower time frame order flow, you can actually see that we already are finding support now. And of course, everyone is trying to short this now because it looks like we have to make that pullback. And then the problem with that is that when you think it's going to pull back like that and everyone is trying to short this, it just builds that liquidity for like a break up. And that is something that you have to be very careful with. And that's why I don't like to short this setup. This is like the last thing I would like to short. And it looks like the easiest short in the world. And that's where it gets very tricky and dangerous because it's actually the hardest short to make. It's very tough. Because it's so easy to look at this and say, ah, yeah, this is going to sell off and we're going to drop because using huge imbalance. So we need to fill the imbalance. We need to fill the gap. Nope. Doesn't have to be. Brad, bro, I want to sleep. Please tell me where I set the limit order. I told you already. I set it at 50. If we could get there. But go to bed, my friend. You're tired. I can tell it. I can see it in your eyes. In your language. You're typing. Go to bed, man. Have a good sleep, man. Enjoy your weekend, bro. You had an amazing week. We had an amazing trading week. Enjoy your weekend. Hey Lorenzo, I'm new to trading. What are some of the things that I can do to start out? Number one thing you can do is you can watch the live streams. For people who say that we never trade are full of shit. We trade every day. All right, we talk about trades every day, and if not, in my Telegram as well, every day. So you will be updated for all the trades that I take. So you will see exactly that. Okay. Trading, you learn exactly to manage your trades, most likely most important, okay? You're gonna see the good that comes with the bad, all right? You're gonna see the good, you're gonna see the bad, okay? Most likely now we're in a winning streak, so we're in the good times, okay? We are now capitalizing on the good times. We're growing an account quite big, quite quickly, but we're gonna have low losing streaks too. It's pretty common. We're trading. We're real. We're trading every day, live, right? So that's one thing. Watch the live streams. Come to the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group for the updates, and download my book if you want to learn about the volume profile. I have a book in the description you can download. It's 300 pages. You learn exactly how I look at the market. Why this is a level to mark. Why this level? Why this zone? Why? The reason why is explained in the book. Okay. You learn about the volume profile. All the settings are in there too. So you have the right settings, the right colors. And you can set a good foundation and you can start marking out, okay? Once you have a bit of an understanding of the volume profile, there are two things that I want you to do, always, okay? I want you to try this, to just get started, to just get the hang of it, okay? I want you to mark out every range that you see, okay? Or every swing that you see, okay? So this is a swing high to a swing low, all right? And I want you to mark out, and this is just a start, the volume profile with the point of control, okay? I want you to mark that out, and I want you to observe how price responds around the point of control, okay? And why it reacts this way. That's the start. It's just for you to get a little bit familiar with everything that we're talking about, etc. here, and why we're looking at the point of control. The next thing you're gonna learn is the low volume nodes, okay? That is the next thing that you're gonna learn when you're using the volume profile. So I want you to learn about the swing profile, okay? So I want you to mark out every swing high to low, or every swing low to high, right? And I want you to practice that. Okay? I want you to practice that first. Once you are mastering that, once you have practiced this as well, okay, look at that, beautiful, right? Look at the point of control. Holding that as support to continue to go higher, right? So once you have learned that, I want you to take the next step and I want you to start marking out ranges. I want you to mark out every range. So I want you to mark out the box here, the rectangle box. And I want you to mark out every single range that you see. A little bit of a consolidation period. And out of that consolidation period, I want you to then wait for the breakout, and then I want you to mark out that profile, the volume profile over that consolidation period. And I want you to mark out the value high, the value area low, okay? And the point of control. And I want you to see what happens when you tap into those levels, okay? So you have the swing levels and you have the ranges. Work with these two things first as a beginning, okay? And then from there on, we'll talk about the next things you can do here. But just get familiar with the volume profile and you learn a lot about, you know, why these levels are so well respected. And then you start seeing it, oh, wow, these levels react very well. Why? That's interesting. It's like support and resistance, but, you know, it's exactly from that level. Why? And then you can go deeper into the why. Why does that work? And then you start to analyze and go deeper and deeper. And you start understanding why volume is what we call king. This is what we always say. Volume is king. We use the volume profile. I've been using the volume profile for years and years in a row right now. On stream, I talked about the volume profile on my first couple of streams years ago. And I've been using the volume profile ever since. Now, this was before, by the way, the volume profile became popular in the influencer space. Like I used the volume profile already since my beginning, my journey. And I've never let go of this tool because I knew the importance of it. I never gave up on it. So that's a good start. Yeah. All right, hourly closure. We did close below. We did close below those levels right there. So, okay. Yeah, we did close below it. So, okay, we did close below like an hourly zone that was created here. You can see that the resistance is now there. We are definitely seeing that. So the fact that we closed below this again might give us the indication that we might see the pullback later on in the London session or something like that, pre-London session. But right now it's just very, very slow. Ever since I think we started the stream, we were kind of in a range. We've been kind of been consolidating, and that's pretty much it. Not much that we can really do now in this range right here at the moment, okay? So we have to see an expansion out of that range. Who has been watching the streams already for a couple of days or a couple of weeks right now? Let me know in the chat. Any guys that have been watching here already consistently? I moved over to the Asian session, I think right now, 2 or 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago? 3 weeks? I think it was like 3 weeks ago. Yes, 3 weeks ago. Wow, that went fast. Yeah, 3 weeks. Wow. I have to admit, we have the best chat in the world. We really do. We really have the best chat. I love you guys a lot. You guys are a very, yeah, genuine, I would say. We barely get any hate. There are always some guys here and there, but like for the rest, that's like the tip of the iceberg. Sorry, it's the minority of the minority. You guys are absolute legends, absolutely incredible, really. And I really appreciate all the love and support as well. And just willing to show up. I know you guys, some of you guys are in Europe as well, right? So it's in the middle of the night for you and stuff. And it's just like, it blows my mind. Link is not working. Okay, try this link right there. I will share it in the chat, okay? I will share it in the chat right there if it works. Yes, there we go. That's the link for the book, okay? Yeah, I'll fix this later as well. Always something technically. Okay. I also updated the description right there, so you guys can just click on that link and it should work, or refresh the page. So you refresh the description in my channel and then it should work too, okay? Yes, ebook link, free book, all right? It's a 300-page book. It's free. It explains everything that you need to know to get started in this, started with your trading journey. It's a bit technical, okay? It's a bit fluffy. It's not the exact trading system that we use that is in the elite, but it's for beginners perfect to consume, especially session chapter 1. Especially chapter 1, because that is the beginning of understanding how and why we use the Vine profile. Yeah. Do you plan to do the London stream? Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. There are some interesting London sessions lately again as well. It was absolutely dead before, but London has been picking up again a little bit. Davella says currently in a bad trade, was just seeing it go more and more in the opposite direction, just sweating till the pullback came. We're getting there, but dang, that's stressful. Man, totally understand how you feel. This is one of the worst situations to be in a trade. And the moment your trade setup turns from a logical setup to an emotional setup, emotional trade, that's when things get really, really messed up, right? You go from, you know, trade idea to execution to things not going your direction. And then boom, it turns into hopium. I hope we're going to do this. I hope we're going to reverse. That is the worst feeling in the world. And I totally understand how that feels. It's super annoying because you can't logically think anymore. It's very hard to make logical decisions. And it's even harder to close your trade in a loss. And then guess what happens a lot of times? Right, price pulls back a little bit. You get an opportunity, but your entry is here. Let's say you shorted the market here. Price shoots up. Your entry is here. Price pulls back here. Okay? And then it finds support. And then it could go up. And you're like, here, you're like, I'm so close. I want to break even. I want to break even. I want to close my trade at break even. And then you're here. And you could have taken a smaller loss. And then it finds support. And then it flies again. And it goes further. Imagine that. The price does that. You're stuck in a trade. You could get out. You could hit a smaller stop loss, or you could just have a regular 1 hour loss, for example. You don't take it because you now want price to come back to your entry, and it never gets there, right? That is a word to say. That is emotional logic, right? There's no more logic. It becomes a hopium. That is the worst position to be in as a trader because you can't logically think anymore. It's very tough, okay, to adapt to that. The rule for it is that you always need to have some sort of hard stop in your mind or a soft stop. You need to have a level where you say, okay, if I hit it, I'm out. No matter what, I'm out. Then I'm invalidated. I'm just out of the position. No matter what. You need to have that. It's a must. Why? There's so many situations where you could just simply then think clear again. It's sometimes better to get out of a nasty trade, to cut the trade short, so you allow yourself to take another opportunity, to take another setup, okay? Yesterday was a great example for me, right? I cut my trade short quickly because I just didn't like the price action. Price came down and it came up further, so my trade would have played out, unfortunately. But I was out of the trade and I could still enter another trade, which outperformed my first trade, and I still made money by the end of the day, right? So instead of being stuck in my trade or whatever, I cut my trade and I entered again. With logic and not with emotions, not with hopium. And usually, and there is nothing worse than being stuck in a trade and then seeing new potential trading ideas that you would have taken playing out in front of your own eyes, but you can't enter because you're stuck in another position. So you can't enter the trade again. Bro, I watch you be down 1K and come back to price. Yeah, I've been down more than 1K in the past. I've been down more. Actually, we came down. I think you're talking about this setup, right? You're talking about this trade. Where is that setup? You're talking about this trade right here. You're talking about this trade, right? Yeah. So I entered there, was in drawdown. True. We entered again here. Price came back. I closed the first trade and price kept running, right? That is called scaling into a loss. And people say you should never do that. Well, if you have a good reason for it, you can do that, but you need to manage your trade accordingly in advance, and you need to have a good reason for that. But yeah, I would still have a hard stop in mind, and that is if we would have broken those lows and closed below that, I would have been out, right? I would have been out of the position as well here. So we got saved by the point of control at that time. No positions open at the moment here, guys. We're literally flat in the range right now at the moment. There's not much that I can do here, that I want to do here. We're really pretty much flat, like flatter than flat actually. Flatter than flat. So we'll pay attention to a breakout or something like that. I'm gonna give it 15 more minutes to see if we can make some volume here, so we can capitalize on this. Freelance says, I've been emotional for the past 3 days because I didn't make profit. Even yesterday, I watched the NFP spike and I didn't take any trade because of fear. Well, you don't have to trade the NFP. That's number one. Okay. There's no reason to. There are a lot of good trades around the NFP here. Yesterday, there were a lot of good setups around the NFP. So you don't have to trade the NFP. But yeah, you know what sometimes helps? Let's imagine you get into like a losing streak, right? And you are kind of losing money, and like losing streaks are normal. Like everyone experienced them. Now I'm in a huge winning streak. I didn't have a losing day in like 3 weeks. But there are gonna be periods where I have 3 losing days in a row, for example, right? And you're gonna see this in Telegram too, if I have that. If you lose faith or confidence, or you're very fearful, then I recommend you to do the one thing, and that is to just lower your risk significantly for that 1 or 2 trades. Like just lower your risk and just get your hands into a setup with low risk. Build up that confidence a little bit, and then increase your risk again to your standard, okay? Because it's usually a risk issue. So just lower your risk tremendously and build your confidence back. Yeah, wow, this is really flat though, like for real. Pretty normal though on a bank holiday today, Independence Day tomorrow in the US. 4th of July, right? And then of course the NFP aftermath. Major news yesterday. So it's the combination of all those factors. So it makes sense. It makes sense why. Asian session is so lazy. Yeah, well, maybe today it is, but in general, it is not here. Okay. In general, it actually has been doing really well, guys. Let's be honest. I think we have been enjoying the Asian sessions a lot. I think the price action is a lot more clean. It's very reliable. You don't see a lot of manipulation during the Asian session. Yeah, maybe a little bit sometimes, but it's nothing too crazy, right? It's like it's very good actually. It's very one directional usually, so it's pretty good. Okay, just in comparison today, we just have a little bit more lower volatility because we had that quick expansion during the open because the fact that China came in and they saw, of course, what happened to the US, and now we just have a flat range right now at the moment. Okay. So let's see if we can see a little bit more increase in volume. Right now, I don't really see any increase in volume at all. I'm watching it carefully though. Yeah. Cowboy, Asia has done its business. London should be fun as it's a full session while the New York is closed. Yeah, I do expect more to happen in London though. I do agree with that as well. Good to see you, Cowboy. Yeah, definitely looking into this as well here. Into the London, correct. What are your settings for the volume profile? The settings are right here. Go to the settings, input style. Lorenzo, I've received a message from WhatsApp. Maybe you can send it to me. Send me a screenshot in my Instagram. Send it to my Instagram and then I'll get back to you. Okay, I always want to double check it. If you want, then that's a good way to verify. Yeah? Send me a message on Instagram. Instagram at Lorenzo Corrado FX. Okay? Find me here. At Lorenzo Corrado FX. You can send me a message and I'll get back to you there. Cool. Perfect. Started watching when the streams was during the New York. Had challenges adapting to the Asian session streams, but now fully locked in on Asia. You're a great teacher. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Asia so far as well. We've been making a lot of money right now in Asia. We had June was one of our better months. And even with a small account, we managed to more than double a smaller account right now. Bringing it from 6K to around 16K. 7K to 16K in June. So that is decent. And it's only from the Asian trades. That's it. It's only from the Asian session trades, the Asian and the pre-London. So the aftermath of the Asian session. That's pretty much it. No New York trades at all. Yeah. Are you from the Netherlands? Yes, I am. Partially, but I do not live in the Netherlands already for 5 years. I'm already immigrated. Already a long time ago, I'm immigrated. I emigrated, sorry. When I was 25 years old, I left my country for good when I was 25. Yeah. And now, you know what they want to do now? If you now want to leave the country right now, you have to pay an exit tax. You know what that is? What that is, an exit tax? That means they're going to tax you for another 5 years after you already left. Yeah, that is the new law. It's coming. So if you don't leave the country now, you will be paying double the amount of tax. You will be paying tax in the Netherlands because you have to still pay tax for 5 years, and you have to pay tax in your new country, your other residency. So you're double screwed. So they're trying to avoid all the millionaires leaving the country, because all the millionaires are right now. I'm tired of the Netherlands. I'm tired of the bureaucracy, of all the laws, all the regulations. I can't do anything. I can't grow my business anymore. Like, it's not built for the entrepreneur. So I'm going to leave. Then the Netherlands is going to say, okay, sure, you can go, but you're going to pay tax for another 5 years, no matter what. Okay? So that's going to come now. So if you don't leave within the next year and a half, you have to pay taxes for another 5 years after that. So it's very bad. It's very bad. Another thing they want to do in the Netherlands, as one of the first countries in the world, they want to tax you on unrealized gains. You know what that means? You have to pay tax over something that you haven't sold yet. So imagine buying Bitcoin at $10,000, or imagine buying Bitcoin and you turn your $10,000 into $20,000. They're going to tell you that you have to pay 38% tax over the $10,000 profit you made. So then you have to pay 3 or 4K from your profits, right? In taxes, but you haven't sold your Bitcoin yet. So the moment you go from $10,000 to $20,000 and the Bitcoin crashes down again, the month after that, you now lost more than you actually made, because you have to pay taxes off that Bitcoin that you hold, over the Bitcoin that you hold. And that's actually very bad, because you haven't even sold it. You have to pay tax over it. So paying taxes over unrealized gains is, in my opinion, the biggest scam in the world. It's unbelievable. And it's, of course, only for people that have a personal account. If you have a business, then it doesn't apply to you. It's only for people with personal savings. The regular human that's working, that has a 9 to 5, they want to invest their savings, their lifetime savings, into the stock market to grow out their savings, because they realize that inflation is killing them. And they realize, okay, shit, everything is getting more expensive right now. I can't cover the bills anymore because the food is getting so expensive. The petrol is 2.5 euros a liter. That's getting more expensive. So I need to do something on the side. I need to start trading and investing because I want to make my money. Oh, great. I bought some Bitcoin and it doubled. Then the man's going to say, you know what? Yeah, okay. So now give me 38% of that profit. I don't care if you sell it or not, but just pay money over your unrealized gains. Yeah, if you don't believe me, look it up. It's coming in 2028. So I hope you understand why I left. A long time ago, I had a vision and I saw this happening in advance. Like, you know what? It's kind of cold here in autumn. It's like raining. I'm like in a small apartment. It's kind of raining outside. I'm like getting taxed the shit out of me right now. I'm like, I don't know, man. I might as well just go to Bali, get a villa, find a nice chick, make some money online, and take some risk. I'm laughing about it, but it's actually not funny at all. It's actually very bad in Europe right now. Very sad to see, but it's the unfortunate truth. I'm not sure how it is in Australia, or I have no idea how it is in the US, but that's how it is in Europe, especially in Western Europe. It's very bad right now at the moment. So, yeah. I hope it is not as bad as it is in the Netherlands right now. Cowboy Asia reacted last to the FOMC like New York. Naturally, Asia follows. It was the FOMC continuation. Played out very well. Interesting thought process, Cowboy. Same thing as the NFP. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's the truth. Imagine taking a long on gold at 4,100 and you ride it all the way up to like 5,000 and you are up on your account so much and you're loving it. And then the government is going to come and say, you know what? I'm going to take 38% of your profits, but hold on to your position. It's fine. You can hold on to your position. But you know what? We'll take 38% of your profits right now. Right now. And then the next day, gold drops from 5,000 back to 4,500. Now you're in drawdown, even though you bought at 4,100. Yeah, it's free money for the government. That's for sure. It's free money for them. They win no matter what. That's the conclusion. They win in any circumstance. You take the risk, and they benefit. But you take the risk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. We have been literally in a range since the open of the stream. We have been literally flatter than flat right here. I'm trying to wait for an impulse move or something that could give us some sort of indication here. I don't want to blindly enter along here, even though we are definitely at some level of support already. Look at that. We have a bunch of trapped sellers there. We have the VWAP there. We're seeing sellers that are trying to step in here without any success at all. They're not succeeding in pushing price further down here. A lot more selling than buying in most candles that we're witnessing. Why? Because they're predicting the top. They're trying to push price down. They're failing to do so. This could hold support. We could pretty much hold that area right now that we're seeing right here and just hold this level. But even if we would take a long right now here, I think we will just be hovering around it for like ever. Right? So I think that the next volume will come in maybe during the London session. But the Asia did not do much after the impulse move of the open immediately. But yes, we're definitely seeing that right now, the chance of this potentially still holding up is significantly bigger. We're still holding and getting supported. And all the sellers are failing to do anything with price. There's a lot of absorption right now at the moment as well. And we're still relatively undervalued. Do you see that? We're relatively undervalued on the valuation index. We're also overvalued here. And we were also undervalued there. Bottom, undervalued, bottom. right? Undervalued, bottom, undervalued, bottom. You see that? Undervalued, bottom, undervalued, bottom. Very powerful, right? Every time we're undervalued, we usually find the bottom, historically speaking. And now we're seeing a little bit of a divergence happening, right? As well, price is pretty flat. We're pushing up higher. So the chances that this continues to go up is, in my opinion, right now, just bigger. That we're gonna hold that support right here. But there is just not enough volume right now to formulate that push or that breakout or that expansion. But you can see there is an absorption right here. And you can also see that selling here would not be the best idea either. Like selling right now would not be the best idea because you're dealing with too many things that are showing opposite signals at the moment as well here. So I think we're pretty much flat. The only thing that we need now is volume, right? Okay, is volume. That is the exact system that we have been utilizing. Okay, is by just using the valuation tool, not as a single strategy. I would never do that. It is always going to be the confirmation of valuation helps me with the timing. The volume profile helps you with understanding how the volume is distributed. Candlestick structure, okay? Order flow confirmations, and of course, correlation. So it's correlation, gold versus dollar, valuation, tool or valuation, gold versus dollar, volume profile, order flow. And then there are additional things, right? Supply and demand, higher time frame, and higher time frame support and resistance, things like that, right? That combination, in combination with good management. So for example, taking profits, TP1 in ranging markets and counter trend. No TP1 in trending markets, momentum with trend. Okay. Stop loss and break even after TP1 or breaking structure when you're trading with the trend. Why is this important? Ranging trades will be, roughly speak, on average, a 1-to-1 to 1-to-5.1 because you take profits early. That reduces your risk to reward ratio. But the momentum trades, like the one we had on stream a couple days ago, right, where we had this big trade right here. This was that trade around about this one right there, right? We came up all the way to the 4100. Right? All the way to the 4100 at the end. Right around there. We took around profits right there. Was a counter trend trade. But, so we took profits as well. But when you're trading with the trend and you get into trades like that, you get like 1-to-4. Right? 1-to-5-to-1s. Right? Now the average of these range trades, counter trend trades, taking profits, and momentum trades where you hold on to trades or even scale in, okay, is then gonna be roughly a 2.5, according to my data, 2.5 to 1, okay? R. That allows me to win only 28.5% of the time to break even. Okay? Anything above that is money. Okay? On average. So that means that if I win 7 out of 10, I win 3 out of 10 trades, I make money. Anything above that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which happened right now, you make a lot of money. Make sense? Here's a little summary, okay? That is the overall idea. And top loss is right there. And that's exactly what we have been doing right now. We're growing that smaller account that we're testing, right? We had around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 trades, 3 losses, and 1 to break even. Yeah. So that's the game. If you want to range trade, you can range trade. If you want to counter trend trade, you can counter the trade. If you want to trade the trend, you can trade the trend. The average will give us what we need right there. Okay, the average will give us the data that we need in order to make sure that we will be holding on here. Okay, now that is the gold hybrid trading system in a nutshell. There are of course a lot more nuances to this. Okay, and that is exactly what you learn in the Gold Hybrid Trading System Elite. There are 38 members right now in our group. Only 38, 39 including myself. And that's not a lot of people, okay? And yeah, that is exactly what we are doing right now. We are teaching them exactly how to follow up with everything that we're doing right there, okay? And just going through everything that you can see here. And all the results that their guys are making. It's a bunch of lectures that we're doing here, around 9 lectures and 3 live trading sessions, and a lifetime community of members right there, okay? I was all involved in an old group. These guys stepped away. A lot of things happened in the backend that I can't talk about. They went into their own Telegram group. I decided to build out the Gold Hybrid Trading System, a really small group with a really select group of people. And this is what we are doing now. We're opening 20 spots for that. This is probably the last time I'm going to talk about this for the next 2 months. Because this is what we do. We launch, we work with these people, we get them the results, and then we open again. Okay, it's not a constant applying, coming in whenever you want type of thing. It's 20 people. We look at the applications, we select the people. We're gonna call with you. You're gonna call with me, okay? Which is a 15-minute, 20-minute call. And then we start the session so I know exactly who I'm talking to and why you wanna do this, etc. And then we can see what we can do here. I'm going to tell you for who this is not for. This is not for people who are beginners. This is for guys that are actually already trading for a while, that understand the basic framework of trading, have been trading for a while, are stuck in a position, can't seem to get out that break-even phase or loop or make a bunch of money. Maybe you made an amazing amount of money in the run when gold was running, but then the moment gold started to get into that range, you got absolutely crushed, right? Guys like that, you are potentially the right fit for our group right there, okay? The vicious cycle, we call it, or that endless loop where you're just constantly trying to make some money, lose it, make some money, lose it, and not getting out of that, okay? That's for you. It's breaking those patterns. And the most important thing is building your confidence back, okay? And what's gonna help you with that is the order flow. What's going to help you with that is some indications, some tools, building that mechanical process for you that you need in order to have something to hold on to a little bit more, okay? With that in mind, the community members are already there. They're already showing up every day. They're already showing you guys that it works already. They're taking trades on a daily basis. They're talking about it all the time. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So it's no longer a vision. We're on a mission right now, okay? It's constant back and forth, talking about setups as well here. So if this is interesting to you, you can sign up. This is the last time I'm gonna talk about this right now. There is a link in the chat that you can click on. Okay, I'll put it in the chat right now. Take your time to go to the application. Don't rush it because it matters. We wanna make sure that we select the right people for that, okay? It is paid. It's something that I offer once every 6 or 8 weeks and nothing more, nothing less. So only if this is intriguing to you, sign up. If you're a beginner, watch the free live streams every day, the Telegram group every day, and read my book, right? The Trading War Map. It's a 300-page book with a lot of information that will probably set the foundation, which I just talked about, right? Start marking out the ranges, start marking out the swings, start using this, start practicing this. This is already a good foundation for you if you are completely new to trading, right there. Okay? Beautiful. Anyways, do we want to see the pullback? Yes. Do we want to break down to the 50s? Yes. Do we need to see some volume for that to happen? Yes, we do need to see some volume for that in order for price to actually move here. Okay? But I think that's pretty much it, to be honest, today, guys. I don't know. We have been trading every day here, but this week especially, it took around 8 trades since the open of the week. But today is just the day where we're dealing with the aftermath of the NFP. We're also dealing with the bank holiday of the New York session. So the only potential scenario where I think we could see some more volume coming in is the London. And that is in around, what, 3 hours from now, right? The London session is still coming. So hopefully we get a bit of a pullback. That's what I would love to see. Get a bit of a pullback, a deeper pullback into the 50s. And then just simply look for the continuation buys. Or price will simply try to hold on to this current level and will test the VWAP right now and just hold that level, right? We just have to wait and see. In terms of limit orders, I'll always place my limit orders below in case we get down there. But in terms of this area right here, I would only look for market confirmation, I guess, right? Yeah. Yes. What time do we usually stream? We usually stream at 8:30 p.m. EST, okay? So mark it out in your calendar, 8:30 p.m. EST. Yes. When are you going to close the mentorship? We're going to close it probably early next week or in the weekend, depending on how many people apply. We will make another post in Telegram later on. Then the rest of the people see it, and my email list as well, which is quite a big list as well. So you guys are now on the stream. So you guys are first. Okay? You guys are the first one to hear this. But enough. That's enough. I'll probably come back on a Monday. And overall, I think we did really good this week, guys. Not gonna lie. If you watch the streams every day, you followed up with what we were talking about in terms of setups, the things that we talked about, then I do believe that you had some really good opportunities this week here. Some of them were simple scalps, nothing too crazy. But I think our consistency is what mattered here this week. And I do believe that we just have to keep following up with this right there. And just my suggestion to you, just pay really attention to what we talk about and why we're picking out our levels and our zones, right? Because they're built for a reason. They're very effective levels that we look at every day. And patience is required for that. But I hope you are able to trade with me and also look at the zones, respect the levels, and understand and learn why we utilize those levels. And yeah, I am thinking about doing something in Telegram, which will help the more beginner trader out as well here. Maybe talking about the volume profile or the basics, and just share that in Telegram too. You know, of course, completely for free as well here. So if you're interested in that, then pay attention to the Telegram, because I think I'm gonna combine that also. And I think I'm gonna use the weekends as well to post some simple videos like that for you guys as well. When there are no trades, when the market is closed, just me talking about, yeah, some educational stuff that you can learn from, according to the book, and that you can apply directly when backtesting or things like that. So I think that will really help you become a better trader as well here. Okay? Yes. All right, guys, for now, keep in mind, we are in a major area of support here. It's a hidden support zone. You don't necessarily see that. Pay attention to this. Any breakout above this level, I think will be continuation to the upside. Okay? Anything above this high, any closure, I would say above the, because this is the 15 minutes, right? Yeah. I think any closure above this high, it will simply mean continuations to the upside. We'll look for next targets higher. We're pretty much in the range. We're holding that support here. If you want to take the risk and take the support here, then trade the support here. But it could be that you're still going to be stuck in a range for a while. Who knows? But if you're patient and you want to see a little bit of a better entry, with the chance of missing out, but the chance of when price gets to having a better entry, yeah, the 50 is the best level, right? That's the previous daily very high. That's going to be the best level, for sure. Okay? Shorting, I will be careful with, personally. Too much absorption. Even if price would break down, I'm not a big fan of shorting at the moment in this condition right now. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. I think that's it from my side for this session here. Okay. I think I'm gonna come back on a Monday again, man, and yeah, get rid of the bank holiday to no bank holiday anymore. Okay, this is the aftermath of the NFP. I think next week we'll have a lot more insights and some consistent volume as well. To be honest, I had a really good week. I had a really good trading week with you guys. We had a lot of good setups this week. I hope to continue the winning days so far. We are in a winning streak, so hopefully we can continue the process next week as well. And keep in mind that this was the weekend, the week where we dealt with the monthly closure and the monthly open. And we had a really good week. So the hard part is already done. The next week will always be easier. The second week is always better than the first week because of the fact that the monthly candle already develops. The weekly candle has already set for the new month. So all of these things matter and it's going to help me tremendously. So yeah, man, I have a lot of confidence right now. We're in on high. I feel very comfortable about the market right now, about the setups I'm looking at every day. And just keep following up with the process. Let's put in the work and be consistent. And take today with a grain of salt because the bank holiday and also the NFP from yesterday and just the flat market right now. Take it with a little bit of grain of salt, but if price pulls back to the 50s, I will let you know on Telegram, of course, what I'm going to do there. Like always, keeping things fully transparent for you guys, right? That's my journal. That's why we created my live journal in the Telegram group right there. Okay. Yeah, much love, my friends. Have a great weekend. Yeah. Keep practicing. And if you are still working, enjoy the rest of your work day. You have almost weekend as well here. Spend some time with your family or something. With your friends. Don't enjoy the summer too much. You have a lot of work to do. Yeah. This is where the money is made. Putting in the work right now. Okay? All right? If you want to become ripped for the summer months and you want to have a six-pack, then you're not going to start in the summer. Okay? You are going to start in the spring or early spring. Maybe in the winter. Okay? You start in the spring to get ripped, to lose your belly fat, right? For the summer, so you're ripped on the beach. You look sexy on the beach, okay? That's what you do. In trading, you prepare in the summer for the winter months, the better months, the Q3, the Q4. That's when gold is amazing, okay? Make a wise decision. Make your wise decision right now, okay? That's all I can say. All right. Take care. And have a great rest of your day. All right. Great weekend, guys. See you guys Monday. Have a good weekend, my friends. Take care.